Well, what the hell was I thinking? This is outrage. The New York Daily News, along with David Hinckley, should be awarded a Pulitzer Prize for their coverage of my announcement of prostate cancer yesterday. And I was in Boston.
Yeah.
Well, we had a great time. I love Boston.
It's the best.
And I didn't see the New York Daily News yesterday.
Got it.
So I was raving about the New York Post, which I happen to think I love the New York Post. And the Boston Herald, I like them too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very complimentary about their coverage, and I wasn't about the New York Daily News. But I would point this out to the editors at the New York Daily News: is you owe me money for promoting your newspaper for I don't know how long.
Over the years.
Oh my God! Stop it. From Lupica to David Hinckley to giving out your to Raisman to giving out your web address. I mean, come on. I'm telling people who, well, our newest affiliate there in Fargo, North Dakota, check KQLX 106.1.
Terrific.
To go to nydailynews.com to read all this stuff. And oh God. They don't get the Pulitzer now. They never will. Another great article this morning. Imus gives his cancer the comedy treatment. Oh, a lot of yucks there, man. So anyway, but it was good. And I'm sorry. I didn't say anything. I just feel horrible. Sort of.
Oh, you're making up for it.
Yes.
So,
I said this last hour. It bears repeating, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to the ranch Friday because the first go-round of kids comes in Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be picking them up, me and Donnie and Deirdre.
Great.
In our GM Suburbans, which are fabulous pieces of equipment. And it's a 250-mile round trip. And I can hook my iPod up there, listen to some Van Morrison.
Fantastic.
Kids are going to love that Astro Weeks.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to love that Astro Weeks.
You know that.
They get to hear for 3 hours. The first version and the live version.
You can get their sense of it. You can ask them, what do you think between these two?
Here I am again, stuck up on Cypress Avenue. Young and bold, she was 14 years old. So, but I've been telling these kids, and if you order the DVD that RFD TV did, which is Patrick Gotcha, they just did a fabulous job. And the RFD TV has been so good to the ranch, it's stupid how great they've been. That's another reason just to watch RFD. If you just knew how committed they were to the Imus Cattle Ranch for Kids with Cancer and Me situation, it's unbelievable. But I've been almost 1,000 kids through the Imus Ranch, and I tell every one of them. Not that I know everything, but we run the ranch, and this is the way we run it. We run it like a boot camp. Mm-hmm. Which is these kids, they just want somebody that they think cares about them, which I do. And Deirdre does even more. Wyatt. And somebody who loves him, which I do love him. So, I mean, not all menopausal. I mean, I just, I'd like them. I'm going to apologize for that. But they have cancer. Now, some of them, by the way, there's not a kid who's been through that ranch who wouldn't trade their cancer for mine in a heartbeat. But I tell them not to let people define you by your disease. Don't fall into that trap. You don't let people tell you can't do something, or that you can't do something. That's the whole purpose of the Imus Ranch Rodeo, is for these kids to demonstrate, and believe me, they do, that they can do anything any other kid can do. And we have cancer siblings at the ranch, and the siblings of kids who've lost brothers and sisters to sudden infant death syndrome, so there's nothing physically wrong with them. And we've never had a kid who doesn't have cancer be able to beat the best time of a kid with cancer, which is our point. So having cancer doesn't mean anything other than you have cancer. I mean, I have chronic emphysema, which is a far more serious situation I don't know if it's far more serious than that, but it is serious. Which is why I'm on a treadmill like a rodent on crack.
You bet.
So, like a gerbil on crack.
Yep.
So, and I know y'all mean well, and basically, I know I act like a prick, but I'm probably actually not. I mean, I have a horrible temper, but I basically think people, I mean, I like people and I think people mean well. I know they do. And I run into people who, say they're fans of mine, and I assume they are. Well, they wouldn't be lying all over the country. And they're always nice. But, I mean, I've already noticed a dramatic difference in the way people treat me who are friends of mine, who I've known forever. And I know you mean well. But it doesn't, I mean, my head's fine, but it doesn't help me. So, and I'm not going to fall into that trap. So, it's just there's no point in it. It doesn't help anybody. And I know there's still a stigma attached to cancer, and for men, there's a huge stigma, like women with breast cancer. You want to talk about that? You talk to some woman who's had breast cancer, oh God. Well, the prostate cancer is breast cancer for men. So other than talking about what happens to your wiener, and they've got that, I'm about to get me a pretty good wiener warranty. Not that you need to know that, but
well, that's good though.
But you just need to talk about it.
Yep.
And don't let people. I mean, I'm not offering you any advice. It's like an AA meeting. I've been to a lot of them. They don't tell you. There's nobody there telling you that you shouldn't drink. They just tell you what happens to them when they drink. Then y'all can relate to that or not. And that's why it works. And that's why old Bill Wilson had a pretty good idea. So, and the same thing works with, I don't have any advice for you about, but you do what I do, and you do what I tell these kids to do. I do have that advice for you. And it'll be a lot easier to deal with, so. And I don't want to keep talking about it. It's except when I want to use it to get something from you. Now, Stern's on satellite, so, and Opie and Anthony, now they're back on satellite, so there's really nothing to listen to other than me.
No.
And, I mean, these people at these other radio stations, and I'm sure Elvis Duran's a lovely young man, but it's stupid. And Scott and Todd are lovely people, but
they really are.
It's unlistenable. So,
but there you go.
Well, now would be the time to while you can, to listen to Imus in the morning. Wouldn't you think?
Absolutely.
After all these years, you bastards. After all these years what I've gone through here in New York just to entertain you bastards. I mean, I've collapsed lungs. Nearly died getting bucked off a horse.
All
that cocaine I did, and all that
Sure.
all that vodka, and I went to rehab for you people. And well, now here we are, and it could be the end.
Time to pay it back.
So now it's time to,
in a hurry,
say, well, you can maybe say, well, he's obnoxious, or he's
that he is.
But we have it's a much better show than it used to be, because we have for the most part very amusing people. Kara, Tony, and Rob, and Bernie's back, and Lou, and Chuck. So Van Morrison, that's tough.
Dear God.
There's your reason right there.
13 after the hour. So anyway, so just all of it. Don't get all menopausal on me here. Now, Charles and I are looking at this. We really need help. This Welcome Back Carter T-shirt with a picture of President Obama on it, which we want. You can get it from thoseshirts.com. And we were wondering if there should be a comma after Welcome Back.
Grammatically, yes, there should, but we were wondering whether or not in the original, in the TV show, whether they had a comma.
Welcome Back Carter.
And apparently they do. Is that?
And our researcher, Tony Clayton Powell, who will be on in a minute with an essay about AIG, discovered that, in fact, there was a comma after Welcome Back Cotter, but there shouldn't have been. It's 14 after the hour. What's going on in Wilczek?
Trauma continues for AIG. Missouri Congressman Russ Carnahan co-sponsoring something they're calling the Bailout Bonus Tax Bracket Act of 2009.